I can now deal with myself. And then that's when all of the insecurities, that's when the whole shell falls apart because now they don't focus on Mr. Right. They can relax that. And now they're dealing with
real
themselves.
self shows.
Oh yeah. It's like that. It's like, because I've been doing this work for almost 20 years. And what I see, to your point, is they go out, they want to get the guy. They do the things, I call it the what do you call it? The imposter. They do the things
right.
to get the guy. You know, they have this pseudo one. Yeah, the representative.
Yeah.
So they have this representative that they have. And it's like, once you find him, it's like, child. I can go to bed with my bonnet again. You know, I can look any kind of way again. It's like, so now that I got him, now I don't have to keep him. And so that's what most of my married men come to me for.
Oh my God.
Matter of fact, on my way here, I got a voicemail from one of the ladies. She said, she said, we want to fly you to St. Louis because my husband want to thank you because of who I've become. And he wants to take us to dinner. The men send their wives. I had a lady, it took her, she's been married 28 years. She wanted a new ring for her, new diamond for her ring. It came out. She said her husband wasn't replacing it. I said, so what are you doing? She said, what do you mean? I said, he won't replace it because of something you're doing. And she says, no, he just we're in Banana Republic. She's just going off, right? I said, okay, give me the story. She gives me the story. I said, do you want the ring or not? She said, I want to go to Costa Rica. I said, you're the reason why he's not taking you to Costa Rica. So she says, well, what do I need to do to get my husband to do these things? I said, tell me how you talk to him. And I'm listening, and I wanted to climb up under the chair. I'm like, you said what to him? She said, well, he keeps leaving the luggage out. And I told him, you must want to be homeless because you function like a homeless man. I said, why would you tell that man that? And I'm listening to her language. I said, oh, this is why you're not getting what you want. I said, now, I can help you, but you're going to have to let your ego go in order to do what I'm suggesting that you do. I said, do you want the luggage put up? She said, yes. I said, do you want the diamond in the ring? Yes. I said, do you want to go to Costa Rica? She said, yes. All right, great. This is what you're going to do. You are going to change your language. I said, so there's a guy that would come in that always had been traveling, right? And he would always tell her about his travels. I said, oh, great. This is perfect. When you go home, I need your demeanor. I need you to bring it on down. And I need you to go buy some lingerie. He's going to think something's up because I haven't worn lingerie in years. I said, go get some lingerie. I said, get like 4 different pieces. When you go home, you're going to model it for him. But while you're modeling it, you're going to say, honey, oh my God, there's this guy that keeps coming into the shop. And I keep telling him that I'm married, but he doesn't believe me because I don't have a diamond in my ring. But I keep telling them that I'm married while you're modeling. And then you say, he always tells me about these places he's gone. He just recently went to Costa Rica. And then she said, what? I said, just listen to me. And I said, watch what's going to happen. And she said, but I don't want to wear lingerie. I said, just do what I'm telling you to do. So you're planting the seed of you're making a transition into somebody different. I said, this is not just something that you do. This is something you need to become. I said, can you keep this up?